Okay, we're going to continue looking at factorisation, and we're going to do factorising quadratic expressions. So what does this mean? Let's look at the kind of thing we'd be looking at. So if we had x squared plus 4x plus 3, that comes from these brackets, x plus 1, x plus 3. So if we expanded x plus 1, x plus 3, we would get x squared plus 4x plus 3. Now, if we look at this term here comes from this number and this number being multiplied together. So this last constant term is these two terms multiplied together. If we look at the x term in the middle, the 4 comes from this term and this term being added together. Now when we have an expression, a quadratic expression in this form, knowing that this term is these two multiplied and this term is these two added can really help. So this is like the key to how to solve these problems. So I'll show you what I mean. So if we had this, factorise x squared plus 7x plus 6. Now we want to put them into the brackets. Now we know we're going to have x and x. And the numbers here and here are going to be two numbers that you can multiply together and get 6 and add together to get 7. So let's have a wee think. What can we multiply together to get 6? Well, there's 2 and 3. Or there's 6 and 1. Which of these can we add together to get 7? It's 6 add 1. So in here we need plus 6 plus 1. It doesn't matter if you could also write it this way. X plus 1 and x plus 6. It means the same thing, it's the same answer. But that's how you tackle that kind of question. So let's do another one. So imagine we've got to factorise x squared minus 7x plus 12. Thing to be aware of here is you've got a negative term. So again, we've got our two brackets and we've got x and x. Now let's just think of some numbers that we can multiply together to get 12. You could have 12 and 1. We could have 3 and 4. We could have 6 and 2. Now we need to think about what can we add together to get minus 7. So we need to think about adding some negative numbers here. So if we had 6 and minus 2, that's not going to work. 6 plus 2 isn't going to work, so we can score this out. That can be scored out immediately. So what about 3 and 4? If we had minus 3, add minus 4, we're going to get minus 7. And if we multiply minus 3 minus 4, we get plus 12. And that's that one. When you're doing these things, if you're write wee notes about yourself, write the notes down of what numbers you could try, and then just see what works. Let's try another one. So let's factorise x squared plus 3x minus 28. So we've got x and we've got x. Now here we've got a negative term here, so that tells us that one term is going to be positive and one term is going to be negative. Now we know 4 times 7 is 28. Now let's think, we need to get a number that's going to be 3. So if we had 7 minus 4, we would get 3. So that tells us which one is going to be, the negative term is going to be minus 4, positive term is going to be 7. And if you want to check, expand the bracket, so we'd have x squared plus 7x missed x out, minus 4x minus 28, and that's x squared, minus plus 3x minus 28, and that is the same as that. So we know that this is correct. It's always good practice just to check, especially if you're in an exam situation, just check by expanding out the bracket if you've got it right, and that way you can be sure that you've not made any silly errors with negative terms, which is so easy to do. Thanks for watching.